8 steps in the traditional owner treaty journey. First, traditional owner groups gather information to understand if treaty is right for them. The Treaty Authority can meet with you and your traditional owner group to share any information you may need to begin your journey. Your traditional owner group will then decide whether treaty is the right path for them. If your group decides to pursue treaty, we move on to the next steps.
Now you'll have a yarn with the Treaty Authority to discuss your path to treaty in greater detail. This includes how to get onto the negotiations register. The register is where information about treaty is held.
The treaty negotiation framework, the rules for how treaties can happen, sets out the standards that all traditional owner groups must meet to enter treaty negotiations. The minimum standards are grouped into 4 categories: land and waters, community, leadership, and inclusivity. These standards are self-assessed and self-determined by the traditional owner group. If a group's minimum standards are complete, the group will be entered onto the Treaty Authority's negotiations register.
There can only be one delegation to negotiate a traditional owner treaty for the same country. Delegation forming involves traditional owner groups coming together for the purpose of negotiating treaty with the state over the same land and waters. It is a critical step for every traditional owner group before treaty negotiations can begin.
The state of Victoria will then be invited to submit their minimum standards for land and waters, community, leadership, and inclusivity. The Treaty Authority will assess the state's minimum standards. As the independent body responsible for facilitating and overseeing treaty negotiations, one of the Treaty Authority's functions is to ensure parties are generally ready to negotiate.
For negotiations to commence, the state and the traditional owner treaty delegation will need to agree on negotiation protocols. This means where, when, and how negotiations will be conducted. Subject matters of negotiations will be decided by the delegation and the state. The Treaty Authority's role is to oversee negotiations, ensuring integrity in the process and to uphold Aboriginal law, and cultural authority. Before a treaty can be finalised, the delegation will need to seek collective agreement from its community. Once collective agreements is reached, the delegation and the state will sign and finalise the treaty. The treaty itself will outline how it will be enforced, including whether it's legislated, how it is monitored, and how the parties will be accountable.